One of my fondest memories of WCW as a kid might be odd to some, but it had to do with the venues they performed in. I always thought it was so innovative how they would set up a WCW ring pretty much anywhere they wanted. I mean, look at Bash at the Beach 1995. Hulk Hogan battled Vader while nearly 10,000 onlookers enjoyed the Southern California sunshine on the beach. And speaking of 1995, let's talk about the premiere of WCW Nitro. For a show that was going to go head-to-head with WWF's Monday Night Raw, they wanted to make a huge impact, so what did they do? They decided to host the debut episode inside of the frickin' Mall of America. You got people hanging off the escalators trying to catch the action, kids shopping with their parents, stopping to sneak a peek at these monsters in the ring, and to top it off, it was actually a very good episode. Nitro may have started in a mall, but that's not the only place they decided to showcase their talents. As WCW started to focus more on the older demographic, they decided to incorporate spring break into their yearly routine and set up shop in Club La Villa located in Panama City Beach, Florida. The event was dubbed Spring Breakout and was heavily hyped every year with sponsors, promotional tours, and special segments like beauty contests. The ring was actually set up in the middle of a giant pool, and every year it was guaranteed at least one wrestler was going into that water one way or another. Certain wrestlers even partied a bit more than usual during this time, and it showed, but I mean, what else would we expect from a company like WCW? They even held Nitro at Disney's MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida. This was the location of the infamous NWO attack where Nash propelled Rey Mysterio into the side of a trailer like a missile. In 1996, WCW debuted a new Saturday night pay-per-view called Hog Wild, which would later be renamed Road Wild, and this event took place during the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. The crowd was filled with bikers and die-hard wrestling fans, and it was always cool to see the live camera shots from the helicopter circling above as the sun set on South Dakota. The best part of all was the fact that there was no entrance fee, so if you were in the area, you could watch live WCW wrestling for free. Now, some say it was a dumb move, others say it was a genius way to get people into the product. Either way, I always thought it was a cool event, even if the cards weren't always great. Another thing I really liked about WCW was the stage designs. Though cheesy and very gimmicky, these stages always perfectly reflected their pay-per-view theme to a T. The WWF would later follow suit, but WCW really went over the top with some of these set designs. Bash at the Beach events were always some of my favorites. They would actually bring in truckloads of sand and beach balls and make it look like a beach. The most popular stage designs are probably those of Halloween Havoc. Fog, lightning, headstones, and at one point they actually had a giant gargoyle behind a huge pumpkin. Some other heavily themed sets include Spring Stampede, which always looked like a set from a Western movie, and the Great American Bash, which was always flooded with lots of red, white, and blue. Starrcade was the big one for WCW, and surprisingly, the designs for this pay-per-view were always a bit on the simple side compared to others. I'm really just a huge fan of these. I like to go back and watch old pay-per-views, and it really just completes the whole vibe that made WCW so cool to me. Unfortunately, as the company started to change and the budget started to tighten, these unique stage designs went away, and we were treated to what the WWE also has now adopted for their stages, a generic stage design for every show. What are some of your favorite stage designs from WCW? Let me know in the comments section below, and thanks for watching, everybody.